Everyone, in this video we will learn about different types of frames in Adobe Animate. Adobe Animate have three different types of frames. The first one, which you will see in the timeline as a filled black circle, is called a keyframe. The one with a hollow circle is called a blank keyframe, and this one is called a frame, or you can call it a standard frame. First of all, what is a frame? We can say a frame is a unit of an animation or a video. An animation can be seen as a combination or a set of frames which are run in a sequence which create an impact of an animation. Now, the keyframe is a frame which has a crucial information. You either create an object in it or there is any change in the object. So basically, any change in your animation will be called a keyframe. It could be a color change, it could be a position change. A blank frame, as the name suggests, is a blank keyframe. It will have no image or object in it. A frame repeats what we have in a keyframe. So often it is used to ease off or slow down the motion in the animation. So to see how they practically work, let's take an example of a ball which falls down and then bounces back. So in the first frame, while we have our first frame chosen, let's choose the oval shape and create a ball. Okay, here is our object, and have you noticed that as soon as I created this object, the frame has been changed into keyframe automatically. So Adobe Animate is smart enough to understand when an object is created or any change happened in the scene, and it will automatically create a keyframe. Now, we will go to the second frame. Either you created a new keyframe and then change the position of the ball, or simply change the position of the ball and a keyframe will be created for you. All right, you can see that keyframe has been created. If you try to run these two frames, you will see it's very fast. So we cannot see much happening here. So to ease off this motion, what we will do is, after the first keyframe, we will add 20 frames. And you will see that all these frames copy or are the replica of the keyframe 1. Now, after keyframe 2, we are going to add 20 frames again. And all these frames, of course, have the copy of keyframe 2. Now, we want the ball to bounce back. So we would like the ball to go back up, and that means we need a keyframe here. So either you first create the keyframe and then change the position of the ball, or you simply change the position and keyframe will be created for you. Now, if you see, we have created the effect what we wanted. However, this effect is not very smooth. Although this is not scope of this video that we talk about the tweening of the motion or tweening of the animation, but just to show you quickly, let's create a classic tween here. What is a classic tween, or what are different types of tweens, we will be discussed in the coming videos. So right now, the purpose is just to understand how frame or keyframes work. So I'm going to run this from the start. You can see that now the motion is very smooth, and it gives more of an impact of a bouncing ball. And if we run this in loop, you will see that the ball is nicely bouncing back and forth. Now, look at the blank keyframe. So at frame number 10, I'm going to add a blank keyframe. You can either choose it from the menu or simply choose it from here, or use a shortcut from the keyboard. So I have used a blank keyframe. That means this keyframe and all the keyframe coming after this until the next keyframe will be blank. And when you try to run this video, you will see that it will have blank frames where we have created the blank keyframe. All right. Okay, guys, so I'm removing the blank keyframe since I do not need it. Okay, so that was all for this lesson, and I hope you now understand the difference between the different types of frames in Adobe Animate. Please subscribe to the channel to learn more about Adobe Animate. In the coming videos, we will learn about different types of twinning in the motion and a lot more.